Your the mature kids
Yeah.
are back with another episode of Let's Discuss. Purr, 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 purr,
Burn,
purr.
burn, burn,
Back
burn.
like cooked crack on
You
a
knew.
Sunday.
Facts. I am hella laced.
It's your favorite customizer. Word customs in the building.
Danny Nicole, aka Caramel Wonder, your favorite tech bay, tie-dye sock queen. Let's get into it.
Word, you want to go ahead and talk about the giveaway real quick? I mean,
Yeah,
we're done with
we're,
round two, but we have
yeah,
3 more rounds.
yep.
Yep.
So, yeah, basically, if you saw I posted, we're doing 5 rounds of giveaways. Basically, just in order to raise money for equipment, we feel like it's a way we can give back to you guys without asking just for blind donations. So, we did 1 round last night on IG Live. The round two is full, so it's 10 slots, $30 a slot. Winner's choice. First round went to Shell Girl Kicks. She picked the Japan Jordan ones, size 9.5. So what we have left are size 7.5 women's, 6 men or boys for the tie dye ones. We have a brand new pair of AirPod Pros. We have the neon blue and neon red switch, and we also have the all gray switch. So basically, it's winner's choice. I mean, retail. I think the switch with tax is about like 325. So even if you bought 10 slots, you're still getting the switch for under retail. And if you wanted to flip it, they're going for about 400. So it's a win-win. Basically, the info is going to stay up so you guys can keep filling the slots. Also, anybody who enters into any of the raffles and pays for a slot, we're going to do 3 free giveaways at the end with all the people who participated. It'll be a chance to win a peel and stick wall poster. I think it's 24 by 36. It's the Jordan 1998 last shot photo with the black and white with, I think, Jordan in color. There's also going to be a Hex camera bag, the mini DSLR sling, and a one more pair MatureKids t-shirt. So, yeah, it's on my IG, Mr. Laced Up. So yeah, you guys could share, spread the word about that. People can be buying up slots. We'll update it in real time. Probably towards the end, maybe we'll just go live and let people enter. And I guess we'll do the round two like midway through, since we already filled that up. Or did you want to do that right out the gate?
No, we'll do it after.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so in a bit we'll do the round two, which is full, but people can start buying slots for round three. Like, so remember, out of all the prizes, depending on what the person who wins round two picks, there's still a chance of the switch at the least. So
Yep.
Yep.
Sounds about right.
I am going to start off today.
$30 a slot. Sorry,
Yeah, $30 a slot. We have
you
three
can see
more
the
rounds.
on
We
the
have
screen. You can
10
see all the
slots
info.
per round. I'm gonna start off with the ranking of all of the versus battles. Um, which I don't know if I even agree with half of what the hell.
Now, real quick, because I looked at the article real quick. Was there a determination of how they rank these, like views, popularity?
um, from what I was gathering from what I was reading, it was basically, I guess, what the people were saying. So I don't
Yeah,
know, maybe what people were saying in the chat or on social media in general. Um, some of it I agreed with, some of it I was like, yeah, where you get that from?
yeah, right. I agree.
Mars was good. Dillinger was good. Skip.
Um, so number 17, the Dream versus Sean Garrett. Yeah, I agreed with this.
No, as the
I
last.
as the last, yeah, like as in it wasn't that great.
It wasn't, but honestly, as much as I love Jagged Edge, I would have put Jagged Edge at 112 as last. It just wasn't what I hoped for how much the music meant during my time, at least. Like, it's just terrible quality. It's just like a bunch of old hood dudes like know what to
Yeah,
do. So,
I'm gonna skip to the top five, but we'll scroll through the list a little slower once we go through top five. See, Number 5, I think it should have been like higher up on the list because they
You
had
think so?
so many like
Higher up, like
technical
better, or
difficulties.
higher
No,
farther
higher
up?
up as in it
Lower
needs
on the list.
no, like higher the number, lower the
Yeah,
rank. Yeah,
yeah. Lower on the
so
list
higher
for the
up on the
ranking fair.
list. But I didn't watch all of this one. I caught like maybe 20 minutes of it. Just not my kind of music, to be honest with you. But there were way too many technical problems.
Yeah, unless I'm in Brooklyn at the
I
West
don't
Indian
think
Parade, I don't like
I
that.
I think judging from reading the list, I don't think they were trying to incorporate the technical issues into the ranking. I think they were just going off, the way of the crowd because there were way more technical details in some of the other ones, and they
Yeah.
were ranked in different spots.
But I feel like when you don't work out the technical issues prior, it takes away from the entertainment value.
It does.
I mean, well, they can't focus on the technical part because they just started getting together. Either obviously it was trial and error. So
Yeah.
obviously the ones where the people are in the same room is a way better performance than the ones where it wasn't. I mean, nothing's gonna top Teddy
Right.
Riley and Babyface, but
Right.
Baby, that was a part
and,
two,
and
okay?
Baby.
Nelly was close up in second for technical difficulties. So
How do you guys feel about Snoop Dogg and DMX being number 4?
man, look,
Um,
one or two.
I don't like that they think that they put that Snoop Dogg won. I didn't think Snoop won. In my opinion, I thought X won. And from what I was reading online, like on all the the Twitter and social media, like people were rocking with X because
Right.
Snoop lost a few folks with some of the other music.
Yeah, he did. In my opinion, he played way too many features.
Yeah,
Mm,
And then you were kind of just like, oh, well, we want like, of course, we're gonna have good songs that are features, but like, if you're in
right,
a versus battle, you should keep your features to a minimum. I think.
right.
Okay, number 3, Swiss Beats versus Timbaland. I didn't even see this one, to be
I
honest with
didn't
you.
either. I missed this one.
I think that was
Yeah, I
like
was
in the
like,
beginning when we all weren't like super on it yet.
Right.
But I mean, I'm pretty sure with the music that they have, it had to be good. But
I would assume so. Yeah.
Mm,
Let's see. Number 2.
they
now
gave the
this
win
one,
to Timbaland.
uh, I could see that. I mean, Timberland is like international all over. Not to say that Swiss hasn't done a variety of things, but when you think about him, his longest run was with Rough Rider, like one genre. But I will say you can identify a Timberland or a Swiss Beats beat easy.
The sound on this live was terrible.
Yeah, very much so. Buck, what up? 313, what up?
I'm
So,
rocking with this one.
For number
uh,
one,
Yes. Yo, I was here for all of
Kev,
it.
hey Mars.
Baby, it was a spiritual cleansing that night, okay?
Oh, I remember that.
I sat locked in for all 3 hours. I didn't move. I was in front of my iPad, like, yes, we is here for this, mother.
So everyone in the chat and on the panel knows what my number 1 was. Let's see.
You going with T Pain.
the yeah, T
Yep.
Pain and how far that was far down on the list. I can't believe even
Yeah, it
Alicia
was.
Keys
This one was
and
really
John
good
Legend should have been
too.
top 3. That was
Yeah,
like what the world
agreed.
needed.
The Alicia Keys and John Legend, that awkward dancing was throwing me off.
They put T Pain and Lil Jon at 8. Well, at least they made
Mm,
top 10, but
right,
this is
Crazy.
my top 5. Like,
right.
I love this one. Um,
Yeah, I
let's
definitely
see.
didn't watch the Kirk Franklin one, but
Bro,
I can imagine.
how did Ludacris and Nelly get number 9? Like the technical problems in this one just
But
I
you can't
couldn't.
judge it off of that. Just Ludacris, like I can listen to Ludacris all day. Like just his bangers, like
Right.
top pretty much almost all of the music that's in any of these other battles.
But bro, we ain't really hear a lot of the music.
No, a lot of
Yeah,
Nelly's music.
exactly.
A lot of
Oh well,
Nelly's
yeah.
music. Luda
Nelly's
had no
music.
problems. It was Nelly, and
Facts.
I wasn't a super Nelly fan anyway, so I wasn't worried about it. I was Luda all day. Like 2000 to 2005 was Luda's window of just all
True,
about Luda.
true,
So
true, true. I'm gonna go with that. I
But yeah,
agree.
Nelly need to get together.
So
Baby,
when they
this
got it together, look, it says part 1 and 2.
I
But when they got this one together, it was really good.
It was, but it was painful. I was like, good Lord, who let these 50-some-year-old men in here? Okay? They don't know what they doing. Ain't nobody prepped them or nothing before they got in front of this camera. I was like, this is crazy.
Right.
and,
You
it,
couldn't get your
and baby,
grandkids, your nephew, somebody to come and work this stuff?
Babyface was talking way too much. Like
Way
everything was
too
a
much.
story. Everything was a story. Like he was at the barbershop.
Yo, I felt like everything he said, he was judging. I was feeling judged.
Yeah, Mars said she was talking about the Kirk Franklin one. That one was really good too.
I didn't tune in for that.
It's not everybody's cup of tea, but it was a good one in my opinion.
I don't want to get struck by lightning, so I don't watch.
Bruh.
JP, you with me?
Oh yeah.
Baby.
We at the church, we ain't going nowhere.
But Kirk Franklin literally is the best hype man in all of music. So
Oh, facts.
fight me.
Who's
Fight
better? Him or Khaled? Him or Khaled?
Me. No.
Yeah.
No, in high contention is Spliff Star. He been rocking with Busta for the longest.
True.
Danny, what would you say is your favorite versus battle? Like hands down, no arguments.
Favorite hands down. I'm gonna go with Jill and Erykah Badu.
Yeah, she was definitely in here
I'm telling
lighting
you.
incense and
Yes,
meditating.
I had the lights off and everything. I was in here getting
Bruh,
cleansed,
did
baby.
she really?
Yeah, I was in the
I'm
dining room
telling
with
you,
no
I
lights
came
on.
down here like, what the hell is going on?
Oh, she was
rock-
getting spiritual.
Right.
Yes.
If she was a smoker, it would have been Liddy 250.
You're Aggie.
Yep, I was. That was probably my favorite, and then my second favorite will probably be the T-Pain one. Only because I enjoyed the boy in here dancing.
Right. That was the icing on the cake.
Yes,
Right.
it was.
Okay,
And then
babe.
X would be my third one.
Now we're gonna talk about the newest versus battle that was just announced.
Yes.
Oh, nobody cares about what my favorite was. I see how it is.
You already told us what your favorite was when we were going through
did I?
the list. Yeah.
Yep.
What did I say? The DMX?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Duh. You forgot?
As long as we're clear, DMX
Okay.
is God.
So the newest versus battle added to the roster, what everybody's been talking about, what the screets, the social media screets has been talking about, is this Brandy versus Monica. Yes, it is finally set in stone. It is coming August 31st, 8 p.m. Eastern time. I will be locked in. I do enjoy both these artists.
Yeah.
This is the list I think that's been floating around about songs. I'm torn. I don't know, because I like both of them.
There is no torn. No phone calls. Monica all day. Monica rowdy.
I don't know, because I could equally go back and forth with both artists, just spitting out the lyrics, like, and just be jamming in here. I don't know.
But yes, we both can relate to both. Like I love Brandy, but it's always gonna be Monica, just because she brings some extra gritty something to it. I mean, Danny, every time So Gone comes on, and you in the car rapping.
Oh, of course. But I'm saying I sing my Brandy songs just as equally as
There wasn't
Monica.
no Brandy challenge. There was the Monica So Gone challenge that went viral.
Oh boy, here you go.
All about Monica.
I'm just letting you
because
know now.
you went viral doesn't mean you're better, baby.
But it does, baby.
No, it does not.
Monica went viral for them long sandals. That's why she went viral.
Yo, leave her Air Jesus 13s alone.
Jamie White says she's not really looking forward to this one.
What?
Oh,
Jamie?
really?
Jamie, I feel like this is the majority of our our middle school, high school time when it was Brandy and Monica.
Wait,
Brandy had the upper hand because of Moesha.
Oh, Boy Is Mine is on the list, so they better have
For
that.
both of them or not?
Boy Is Mine versus Boy Is Mine, so I'm assuming it's gonna be verse.
Yeah, they're probably gonna be singing their verses.
That's tough. So whose verse was better in that song?
I don't think either. I think they were both equal.
Right. They both made that song. Like, if any two people were to do that song, it should have been them. And if anybody else did it, it wouldn't be as good.
Right.
And
I
I
mean,
think because back then they were friends, and now they're maybe friends. I don't know. I thought
I
they
don't
were
know.
beefing over the boy's mind, but
You know that
Yeah.
Norwood clan is weird.
Right, I'm about to say the Norwood family can't have friends. They each
weird.
other's friends. Like, and you know,
Weird.
Brandy rolled. I mean, Monica rolled with the hood. She rolled with like Tiny, and all the Atlanta chicks. She
Yeah.
hang out with Tiana Taylor and stuff.
And who Brandy hang out with? Her mother? I don't know.
right,
She hang out with Ray J.
Ray J.
Since he ain't got no wife.
Okay.
baby.
Y'all petty.
So when Danny sent this to us earlier, I had Brandy, honestly, because like if you're looking at the songs, um
And they only got
if they were
17, I
going
think,
head to
right?
head, I picked a lot of the Brandy ones because those were songs from like my childhood.
Right.
And it's like, but I want to be down an angel of mine. Like I picked Brandy's, but I love both of those songs.
I mean, I Want to Be Down, I think, was the bigger hit than Angel of Mine. I
Yeah.
Want to Be Down should have probably went up against For You I Will, because For You I Will, that was on the Space Jam soundtrack. That shit
Mhm.
was
Right.
like #1 for months and months and months.
Right.
That is probably my favorite Monica songs.
Right. Right.
But no, I low key like the Put It Down song, of course, featuring Chris Brown with Brandy is fire.
Cause you, whatever.
That was what she was
We
trying to make a
always go
comeback.
through this.
She was trying to make a comeback, so she said, "Let me get breezy."
Has
As
anyone listened to Brandy's new album? I haven't yet.
I've listened to a
No.
couple of songs. It's actually low key all right. Like
Oh, okay.
I got to sit down and give it a good listen.
Okay. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, but
Okay,
that's
so
another thing. She should have did this a little bit earlier when they were asking for promotion. You know, she knew her album was coming out.
well, maybe she just wasn't down for it. You
Her mother
know?
probably told her not to do it yet.
Right.
She
Who's
had
gonna
too
talk
much else
about
to
Meg
do.
and Tory?
Oh,
Uh,
baby. Everybody and their mama talking about this one. It's and
nah.
it's so crazy just watching the dialogue on social media of some people, still rooting for Tory and others still rooting for Meg. But basically she put him out there on Front Street, went live, I believe, and showed her foot where he shot her. Said she was trying not to, I guess, out him because she comes from the streets where you don't snitch or whatever. And she said basically his PR team was spinning a different narrative, and she was tired of it, so she finally outed him. So just me reading articles, I mean, people's posts and everything on Twitter, social Facebook and Instagram. It's weird to see the divide. Some people are saying, calling her a snitch. um I mean, I don't really see it as like a snitch, so to speak. I would think that a snitch would be somebody, like they both was doing dirt together, and then she decided to out him to the cops before she got outed. But basically, like, he assaulted her, like he shot her in her foot, like a whole bullet in her foot. Like, I'm telling too, like, why wouldn't I? I'm just a little disappointed at the timing of it. I mean, like, if he shot you and you were hurt and it was serious, like, she should have outed him on day one versus waiting for so long, getting mad at Tory's PR team for spinning a different narrative. I mean, that's what their job, that's what they get paid to do, honestly. So you can't be mad at that. I just think she should have came with it a lot sooner. It's just, I feel like the timing was a little calculated. But I believe she was right. I feel that she was right in telling
Right.
that he did shoot her.
Mars, I believe he did get arrested. He got arrested for possession of a firearm or a concealed firearm
Right.
or not registered, something like that. But basically, the point she was trying to make, she was saying where she's from, the South Side, they don't tell on people, which is what she didn't do with the cops. Because, I mean, obviously, imagine if she would have came out screaming like, "Oh, he shot me, he shot me." We could have been looking at a different story where Tory Lanez got shot to death by the police. So maybe in that moment, she was trying to protect him and keep him from being another victim of police brutality. And then here it is. I don't say you shot me. Just in an altercation, I got shot. Who knows who did it? But you want to have your people putting it out there, making her look crazy. She said he was saying that she hit him. She said she didn't. He was saying that they were fighting over Kylie. She said that's not true. Obviously, she was in her video, so that wouldn't make sense. So basically, you're out here blabbing, trying to get ahead of what you did wrong by lying. So now it's like, now I'm gonna tell people what you did since you want to be talking lies. So let me talk. But the truth is, I ain't mad at it.
I mean, but like they're both celebrities. They both have their own teams, PR teams. They have their entourage that rolls with them. You got your bodyguard, your this, your that. So even if she would have came out and said that Tory shot her, they have people that can help control that situation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like somebody a lawyer. I'm sure, of course, they both have lawyers on standby. They can call a lawyer. The lawyer can handle all the police work, the paperwork, this, that, and the third. Your PR team, your bodyguards, whoever is supposed to get you up out of the situation, and then make, calm down the chaos and make sense of everything that's going on. So I just feel like that the timing was a bit calculated, because if you ain't no snitch, then you ain't gonna snitch. But I understand her telling because she felt pressed by the trolls. The people were trolling her. His PR team was doing their job. That's what they're supposed to do. You can't be mad at them for doing that. But she waited until, she got a #1 banger with Cardi, and then you come later and like, yeah, ooh, he shot me. I feel like it was calculated.
The timing would have been better if she did it right before the video release. She's already got a buzz from this video, so she doesn't need to out him for anything. If it's just she's at the point where, it's multiple people now making fun of her every day. That's like, that's like you beat me up and we neither one of us say anything about the fight, but I'm going out here saying I beat you up. You just gonna let it rock? Or what I'm saying? Like,
but this been going on since day one. Since she got shot, it's been going on since day one. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. I feel like her telling was calculated.
It might have been, but I mean, at the end of the day, bro, if you do something wrong and somebody doesn't put you on blast, that's like an abusive husband beating on his wife, and his wife covers it up, and he just out here pretending like he ain't do shit or lying or like like it just doesn't make sense. Like, just shut up. You got away with it, so to say. Let it die.
But at the end of the day, we not gonna know. The only people that know is the people that was there.
Mm-hmm.
So, right, yeah, the whole snitch culture is messed up, especially when it comes to like the Black community. Like, look, I'm telling, F that street justice. It's like somebody shot your mama and you saw it, you would want the person to tell, right?
Oh no, I'm somebody catching a hot one.
Right. I think that it's easier to want somebody to snitch when it's directly connected to you, but if it's not, you're like, oh, that person's a snitch.
Right, that part, Dave. Yeah, like he was a drug dealer and they were snitching like, oh, he'd be on the corner slinging. Like, now when it comes to murder, for me, there's no such thing as a snitch or like some kind of physical violence. There's no such thing as a snitch. Like, someone's got hurt.
Right.
Unless it's like some kind of like some pedo or something, somebody who deserved it. But
well, we're gonna see. We're gonna keep up with the story to see what happens, because she better not get caught hanging with him again.
Right.
Because they really gonna drag her.
I mean, well, yeah, they did drag Rihanna when she started hanging out with Breezy again. Okay. But it happens. We know it happens. People still love her though.
If somebody Harlem Night you and shoot you in your pinky toe, you don't need to be going around hanging with them again, because that person is volatile. They were still
friends after he shot her.
They volatile. You don't need to be hanging with nobody that's shooting hot.
You just got out of pocket. I had to G-check you. Now we all good.
And the next one may not be in the foot, so you gotta stay away from that person.
Mm-hmm. How do you guys feel about the sentencing of Lori Loughlin?
Baby, she should have gotten away more than 2 months.
I seen a lot of comments saying that she got off with a very light sentence because of her skin color.
Yeah. She most certainly did, because I mean there are other people that look like me, regular everyday people, who got sentenced to jail and spent time behind bars for sending their child to a school that was out of their school district because the school was nicer, the school was safer, and it had a better education. So that person sat behind bars for like months or years or whatever, and she gonna get a slap on the wrist like that? She got like a little band-aid for a boo-boo that she did.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Her husband got 5 years.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to figure out why he got so much longer than she did.
Probably because they didn't want to take the mom away from the kids. That's probably why. Or he might have opted to take the heavier sentence.
What a nice guy.
I know
remember-
that when the scandal first came about, I was actually following, or I was subscribed to her daughter's YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
And when all of this came out, she like stopped posting on her YouTube channel, but then it came out in the media that she stopped talking to her parents altogether because she didn't even know, supposedly. I don't know what the truth is in that case, but she didn't know that they did that for her. And I guess she stopped even she did get kicked out of school. But she stopped going before she even got kicked out, I believe, because she was embarrassed.
It's messed up. Because if she didn't know, yes, she is embarrassed. But I mean, you know how smart or not smart you are when you take them tests.
But I mean, but wasn't it they got them scholarships to say they were on the crew team? If you know you ain't rode crew a day in your life and you just get the scholarship for crew, you're just like, oh well then.
Exactly.
Like come on. They was trying to give her deniability so she ain't get hemmed up. That's fine. That's what you got to do as a parent. But y'all paid. She knew.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then
Everybody
Lori
knows.
has to pay $150,000 in fines and do 150 hours of community service, and her husband has to pay $250,000 and do 250 hours of community service.
I guess they feel like that's the real punishment because if I'm not mistaken, they paid $500,000 to get them in college. Now you got to pay an additional $250 and $150. A mil on Skool.
Right.
But if you think about it, this has probably been going on for years, and somebody finally got caught.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe now going forward, they'll be more mindful of things, and people will be getting fair shots, and this won't be happening any longer.
Now they just figured out a better way to cover it up.
Possibly.
But let me tell you, if I had done that, I wouldn't be sitting here today. I'm telling you right now, I'd be having 3 hots in the cot behind some bars and flattening.
Right. She would need me and Word to be sending her some money on her book, baby.
Y'all be sending me JPays and kites.
Chill, the prosecutor broke us up. Ain't that how you say it? We broke up.
Listen, I know
I can't do no bids and send no kites. Sorry.
That's where her loyalty stops.
Exactly. She ain't right.
Bro, that's what you told me. You said the prosecutor broke us up if you go to jail.
I can say that. You can't say that.
Okay.
Do you guys want to do the top 5 pickups, StockX, or hidden fees first?
Let's do, because I feel like the StockX thing is going to go into a lot of bitter people who are still mad. So let's do the pickups. Yeah. Yeah.
So hell, it looked like you only got 2 shoes back there.
I do, because my Flints are on the way to me. And the Media Days is another one, but I put them away because I will not be wearing them again until I get that jersey that comes out.
Oh, got you.
Anyways, then I have the Crazy Kings.
Have you worn those yet? No, right?
No.
Okay.
No, but the quality on these is really good. It's just when everything is smaller, it just looks a little bit weirder, like on the back where it says witness.
It does. I haven't.
Just this whole back area, it's not crafted very well, and I'm guessing because my foot is small, but
yeah. Got the
medium foot. The little swoosh and swoosh and the glittery sole.
Yeah, I gotta get me a Cleveland jersey now.
I still have to go back and pick those up. I was waiting for them to go on sale, but they haven't gone on sale yet.
Yeah.
So I can grab them.
Yeah. Well, you see, you just got your China Moon, so take them
Yeah.
back.
Those are dope.
I did wear these.
It's
Have to
not,
go a whole size up in these, but it's okay. They look a little long, but at least they
is
fit
it
my.
because the shoe is narrow?
Yeah, it's this part
Is
right
it?
here. You know what? LeBron must have the skinniest foot ever because it is so hard to get your foot in here. It is
Oh, God, it's like
Like
that
freaking
sock.
here.
KD's.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I bought a shoehorn for these shoes because when you put your foot in it, it bends this back here, and I hate that. So,
Gotcha.
but this was definitely a must. A must pick up. I named four, right? Yeah, and
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
last one is I would say is the black and yellow 12s, but those are on the way as well.
Gotcha. You going to work?
Oh yeah. So um I had to go. Well, I only went. I had 5, but I threw in as an honorable mention my tie dye ones because they were a gift from Bay. Like I was over it. I couldn't get them, and then thanks to StockX, 5 months later, my Bay came through with the tie dyes. But
Yeah, and
you
Danny
know,
was texting me like, "How do I stop her from getting these because
yeah,
I got her them?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Well, just tell her to wait. It'll be okay."
but yeah, definitely top 5. Of course, the media days, like, bruh, I was
You're
pulling all strings I could to make sure I secured these. Shout out to Sneaker Room, got my pair. Know what I'm saying? Of course, my grail of grails. Anybody who knows me, I doubled up, so I have these, and I still have my 2010 pair, which are pretty much near dead stock. So 2 pairs sitting on ice. I mean, I finally got my Brazils.
Whatever.
Took forever. I got 2 more for the whole pack. Finally, got rid of all my 11s. Got my hands on these Travis 6s.
Whatever.
Yeah, I wanted this pair. These 2 had this pair and kept throwing it in my face for the longest. For the longest.
That's probably one of my most worn shoes too.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then number 1, thanks to the kid, people let your kids play video games. It comes in handy.
You Aggie. You were so
Right.
annoying.
Now she's saying
2K.
that.
Ooh,
Right.
boy, yeah. Many a days of me complaining about him not focusing on anything but the game. Paid up. I woke up to him saying these are available.
It's crazy, yeah, because he came downstairs. He was like, Deniche want these?
Like,
I was like, I think
bruh.
so. He's
Hell
like,
yeah,
it
I
says
did.
available.
So happy. Now, if I could get that Mamba jersey tomorrow, it'll be the ultimate fit.
Right.
But yeah, that's my 5.
Um, my 5 are the media days, of course. I'm only showing one shoe.
Did you wear them? Yeah, you did because you took
I
pictures with
Oh
did.
yeah.
me.
What's
I
up?
Yeah.
did.
Get those tie dye by Danny Nicole to match.
Oh, I don't know where mine are.
I did. I got the snakeskins. I won the Woodstack Ivy raffle, so I was able to pick these up. I'm still debating about having words people switch out the tongue because I feel like I need a white satin tongue. But we'll see. Shout out to Drama the Manager. He hit, I think, on the restock or
That
the whatever you
what
want
was
to
it,
call it.
exclusive access?
Yeah. So I was able to finally grab these from him. Um, I got my Brazils. Shout out to Judy Rockstar. She hit me up. She was like, "Do you want these?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Okay, I'll go for your size." And she hit, and that's how I was able to get them.
I guess I have to get those now.
And then not everything hype. You know what I'm saying? Hype Bay got regular shoes. My Vans,
That
my
little
slides.
taller ass shoe.
Don't come for me. But yes, I thought these were pretty cool. I got quite a few Vans. I do like Vans. I did have the Lisas, but I didn't like that puffy paint like I don't know Lisa thing on the side, so I did take them back. Yeah, that's my top 5. I think I picked up a few others, but that's probably the top 5 out of all of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely got 4 pairs of Simpsons pair. Like Simpsons is probably one of my favorite cartoon series I've been watching since the Tracy Ullman show. So
Mm.
I think I'm gonna go back and get the moles. I saw the one Theo had them. I'm like, I think I need the moles.
Oh
Might as well.
boy,
I might as well. I'm not getting those Patty and Selmas though.
I
whatever.
got the old schools, which crazy. I still have not gotten them. I still haven't even gotten a shipped
Really?
What?
on them. But I got the old schools that had the ladies on the side. They had um their hair is all kind of like
Marge
this
and their sister.
Yeah.
still. Yeah. And
What do they
I
call that?
really like
Chiffon or
I really like old schools too because I think they're comfortable. A lot of people don't think they're comfortable, but we were trying to come up with like topics to talk about on the show, and so Word was like, instead of doing a top 10, pick up during quarantine, we should tell you guys what our top 5 was. But like we're sitting there naming all of the shoes that we got, and then it makes you think about how long we've been in quarantine. Like we're literally going into month 6,
This is crazy.
like of being stuck in the house. And I was just telling my mom the other day, because my dad wanted her to go out with her, and she was like, "Don't you just want to get away from me?" And I'm like, "Mom, we've been stuck in the house with each other for 5 months. Like, I love you guys, but I'm trying to get away from y'all."
Right, right.
no, it's unbelievable.
Hopefully this will be ending soon.
Yeah, I hope. It don't look like California is gonna open up anytime soon with all these wildfires.
Oh,
Right. If it ain't one thing, it's another.
right.
Yeah. Um, but Deja was asking about the StockX thing, so we'll
Yes, that's been floated
ride
around.
right on into that. Let me pull up this
StockX.
thing real quick.
StockX with the shits.
So Danny sent this in our group chat, and she was like, "Is this real? This is going around. Like people are talking about it." And the first thing I notice is this right here.
Yeah, I didn't see that at
StockX.com
first.
I didn't notice that at
backslash
all.
we fucking suck. Like that's the first thing I zone in on. It looks legit,
Right.
but this is what gives it away.
Right.
But what did you see on Twitter, babe?
Well, people were tweeting it left and right. Some people did think it was real. Like I did at first because I didn't see that hyperlink at the bottom of the text. But it's crazy because it kind of makes you wonder, they like, is this somewhere that they could possibly take it? You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like they right now with the delays that they're having with paying people out, I feel like they taking small loans, small loans on people's money every day to pay for whoever, because it doesn't make sense that people are waiting this long to get their payouts. Um, it's crazy. And to see the complaints, how many people are complaining
Mhm.
daily, like within minutes of each other. I don't even know how people are still sending their shoes to StockX. Like it's ridiculous. Like there have been
Right.
people that have been waiting for a payout since like April, May. Like that's ridiculous. I don't know what StockX is doing. Like they fired like a lot of their staff or like laid them off or whatever, and then you upped all these prices, I mean the fees that the sellers and the buyers are paying, and then you up prices on other stuff that's within the app. So it's like, what are you using this for? Because you're not paying bodies because you lay them all off. So exactly, where is this money going? Like why are we getting taxed on both ends? Taxed with the fees that we're paying, and taxed with the amount of time that it's taking for us to get our product. Like the people are actually shipping them on time. It's just they're being held up in the StockX warehouse until whoever they can get to it whenever, and then get it out to us. So
Right.
I think it's kind of like a slap in the face, when it comes to these third party seller apps, for the masses to even be going through this, because people need their money. They're people that still aren't working, and if they're hitting on these shoes and using it as a means to to earn an extra buck or two, like send these people their money. Like why, if you got the shoes and you authenticated the shoes, why have you not sent the money? You already got the product, you've already said it's past its test, so why take 2 weeks for you to send me my coin?
Right. Like it just doesn't make sense. And then if you're that backed up, like if there's people, I'm hearing people saying 35 days and they haven't got their stuff, why
Yeah.
are you not refusing? Like shut it down. You got to shut it down, even if it's just for like a day or 2 days. You need to shut it down and do this backlog. Handle the people who have been, because it makes absolutely no sense. Like, it's
Right.
still like the same theory as when we buy a shoe and always run into this problem with Finish Line. Finish Line is always double charging or pending your money, and they
Right.
take forever to put it back. Like, you take my money immediately, but you need 3 to 5 business days to put it back, because what, you're using it for something else. Like, I refuse to believe they're not doing something else with this money. There's no way that you can't match the shoe. Like,
Right.
and I sent on Friday, I sent a pair of shoes to Goat, and on Monday I got my payout, and that's only because
Right.
UPS doesn't move really like that on Saturdays.
Yo,
But
it's crazy that Go is because I sent a pair of shoes and they got them on Thursday and I got my payout on Friday. So they're still moving at a pretty consistent rate. So what is it that they're doing that StockX is not doing? Because if you authenticated my shoes, you should be sending me my money, unless you robbing Peter to pay Paul and you gotta wait till more money comes in to then send these payouts to people. That's the only thing I can think of that you're doing with this
right,
money.
right. Which, I mean, it doesn't make sense. Why are you spending money, quote unquote, that's not yours? Like, if I send the money for a shoe I'm buying, they should only be having access to the money that's their processing fees. Whatever the exact amount is that the person who is the seller wants should just immediately go into a holding that's going to be released to them or something. Like, it doesn't even make sense that you're touching the money. Then, like, looking at it now, when I look at it, when you buy, when I sell, I'm at an 8.5% transaction fee. Plus, you get a 3% processing fee. But also, when you buy, you get a processing fee that you pay them for all the movement. So they're getting double paid for every shoe.
Yeah,
They're getting paid from the seller and the buyer.
right.
Like,
So
so I don't understand what the problem is.
It's crazy because when I bought your shoe, the tie-dye ones to have here for your birthday, and the person shipped the shoe out really fast. They got the shoe. The shoe sat in the warehouse for like, I don't know, weeks, just with some pending status saying, that they received it. In the app it said it was pending. When I checked the tracking actually showed it was delivered and signed for on their dock or whatever. And it just sat there. So I'm emailing them like, yo, like, what's up with my shoe? This, that, and the third. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, if I knew where the warehouse was, I would just, go there and go get the shoe myself. So then finally I get like a shipped message from the app, and I'm tracking it. It's still saying no movement. And I'm like, yo, what's up with my, I hit him up again, like, yo, what's up with my package? It says shipped. You gave me this UPS tracking, nothing. Then I get like days later, get another shipped message with the same tracking. This time there's actual movement. So that means you generated the label, but didn't send it, basically. And then finally it got picked up. And then when I checked to see where it was picked up, it was literally picked up in a warehouse that's like 45 minutes from me. Had I known that, I would have drove there, kicked down some doors, and be like, yo, give me my stuff. Like, what are you
And
doing?
slack your chick.
Like, I'm with Mars. She said if it hit 50 days, she's taking a flight. Listen, boo boo, you need
Bruh.
backup? I'll get on a flight with you. We going in there, we clean out all the shoes, okay? Who ain't got their order?
But I mean, at the same time, as many people as there are complaining, there's still as many people still sending shoes. So
All
I mean,
right.
let's everybody just go over to Goat, for the time being, and they're doing just fine. I've never had any problems with Goat selling on Goat. I think I've sold a lot on both platforms, but I think I
Right.
sold way more on Goat because the Goat warehouse is like one state away. It's right there for me, so I know
Right.
when I want my money faster, I send it to Goat. StockX, I think my stuff goes to Detroit or something over there,
Yeah,
so it takes a minute.
it's
But
crazy.
StockX has always been with even when it comes to like what they did to Streetwear Dad with the shoes, sending them back 2 different shoes or whatever the case and stuff like that. I just been worried about them being super shady, which is why I'm always paranoid. If I sell like a big ticket item, I try to sell it locally.
Right, right. When it comes to those big ticket items, it's a little, it's like a gray area. You get a little weary about shipping it because of hearing of these,
Hmm.
these horror stories like with Streetwear Dad and a couple of, other folk that got burned. Like they sent a pair of shoes and then it got rejected, and then what they got back was a completely different set of shoes. Like, what's up with that? Like, I can't even imagine. I'm so thankful that I've never gone through that because let me tell you, I'm calling out of work
Not with the Yeezys, but
and
not with them, but in general.
I'm catching a flight and I'm going straight to StockX. Like, yo, what are you doing? Like, we
Right.
gonna fight.
Honestly, that's like the risk we run though, selling sneakers in general, because even PayPal can't cover completely. Like with PayPal, as long as you provide a return tracking, they're pretty
Right.
much giving you your money back. But that's what I
Right.
was saying, so whoever has money and time out there, go ahead and create a what do you call it? A notary, like a sneaker notary, where
Right.
like you take your shoe to them and they watch you box it up and like check everything and sign something. Like, they're certified to sign saying that you put this shoe and ship this shoe. So now if you try to send me back a shoe box saying I sent you like an empty box or a pair of beaver shoes, now I have somebody who's a witness to what I put in that box and mailed.
Right.
Like, that would be super amazing.
Right.
It would eliminate a lot of stuff.
It's crazy. That's
So,
that's
go ahead, babe.
it's just crazy that this is even going on. I think that everybody should just stop shipping their shoes to StockX. Stop selling your shoes on StockX. Just shut it down. Everybody just shut down selling shoes on StockX and see if they get their act together. I think that's just what needs to be done. Like the sneaker world, the sneaker masses literally have to say, you know what, enough is enough. We about to take all our shoes off this app and we're gonna take business elsewhere. I bet you they get their act together real quick when that money stop coming in.
Baby. So where do you mention like hidden fees when it comes to StockX and Goat? What did you mean by that?
Now just like the fee, like how everything, because now I don't know if anybody sells with Goat, but they all of a sudden implemented this new thing with Alias, which is, I guess now they're trying to have a spin-off of where you can sell and buy like used sneakers, and you
Right.
can sell the sneakers, but also where the used sneakers are. So now when I try to sell in in Goat, it takes me automatically to the Alias app, which is where I have to sell my things. I will say it's a little bit cleaner and like as far as the numbers and how it's set up. So I do kind of, like the app better. But now, like, I think on Goat, I was at like an 8%. I was at like an 8% fee when you start at like 10.
Yeah.
And now I'm back up to like 9.5 or 9 or something like that since they switched it over, which,
Yeah.
I'm kind of not feeling like, but I feel like low key, like them and a lot of other places have just been throwing in fees or going up higher. Shoe Palace, for instance. I got the I ordered the red 14s from Shoe Palace. I paid $9.95 for shipping. We were looking at the smoke gray ones that released the other day and the tie dyes, and shipping was $26. Like what?
Like what are you sending this?
Like
Dude, it's
like
coming on a jet. It's coming that day. Is that why I'm paying $26?
like it doesn't make sense. Like I get that we're all hurting because of this economy or whatever, but the fact that people are still shopping with you guys, you should be grateful. And to just go up on fees so high or not give some kind of notification, it's like you try to sneak it in there. Because if you're trying to get a hype shoe, all of a sudden you're not going to look at the $26 that, you're going to get it in cart and you're going to be like, why is this so much? Because I come from a state where I don't pay tax. So the people who pay tax on a shoe, I can understand you process those extra fees. But when I see something other than $190 flat or $160 or whatever the shoe may be, I'm like, well, what is all this? Like,
Right.
It's almost as bad as what's his name? Don C and his like $38, what was it, like $50 shipping?
$50 shipping.
Like, bruh, you crazy?
$50 shipping, I should be getting it at 3 p.m. that same day.
Okay.
Right. I think what kind of brought this on was that Shoe Palace restocked on the smoke gray ones, and I haven't hit on them yet in my size. So I went to go get the 7.5 in men's, and the first thing I see, it says that you will be charged a processing and shipping fee of $26.95, and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want the shoes that bad.
And it's
Like, what is this processing fee?
Right. Like you went from $10 to now I'm paying double, $26 in shipping. Like if you going up on that, I better be getting white glove service. Like you better come to my door with white gloves and hand me my shoe with a smile and a drink. Like what's this extra
She said
money
a
for?
smile and a drink.
What is the extra money for? Like explain it to me. I need to know. Because if my box is still coming the exact same way it came when I was paying $10 shipping to now paying $26 shipping, we got questions and we need answers.
And you're paying more now to get it way slower.
Right. Like you said
313.
Exactly. I'm paying $26 and it's coming on the back of a carrier stool pigeon. And I'm not gonna sit it for 3 weeks. No.
Look.
Make it make sense.
Like, can you imagine living in the same state as where your shoes coming from and you pay $26?
Listen,
Like, I can ship from the East Coast to the West Coast for less than $26. Like,
right.
Right.
Okay. It's
they bugging.
crazy. Make it make sense. And I mean, I understand that the post office is having delays. I understand a lot of these people are having delays, but that don't contribute. That doesn't explain the delays on your part with getting me my product. Because once it's in the carrier's hand, all I can do is monitor the tracking, and then I can blame them for it being late. But if you sitting on my product for mad long and you charge me $26, no, we got a problem. Run me some coins back.
Sidebar, shout out to Way Before the Fame. Get your merch. Shout out to the
Shout
homie
out to
Nick.
the soulmates. Valiant Pursuit. I'm cold,
Soulmate.
so I'm gonna cover it up. So last thing we have to talk about in Sneaker Corner is Mamba Day. And shout out to whoever hit on the shoes this morning.
That was a tragedy. Tragedy.
I went for somebody else who I know would have appreciated the shoe and worn the shoe and is a shoe collector and a Kobe fan.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, when you take an L on sneakers, regardless if it's for yourself or someone else, it still hurts.
It still stings the same.
I
Yes.
feel like it doesn't even hurt anymore. It's just expected. I think
Yeah,
I think
kind
it
of.
hurts more to actually win it and just go into the shock of like, oh snap, it let me through that. And then the Dick's Sporting Goods site was a trash, and the even the Foot Locker and East Bay, like, trash, just trash, all of it. Bots rule the world.
Baby, I need somebody to create a virus and shut the bots down so we common folk can get some shoes.
Right. So this is the first Mama Day since Kobe passed away in January, so I think it's going to be a bit hectic.
Yep.
And I think that, you know, for the most part, I guess I don't really mind if people are going to resell because, you know, the times we are in, if you can grab them and flip them for, you know, 3 or 4 times the value, I get it. But I personally would not do that. You know, I want a pair, whatever pair I can get my hands on in my size, so I can wear them. But, you know, there's a lot of controversy around it because, you know, people want it to resell.
Right.
And I guess part of us who are in the sneaker community, part of us has to know that that's the reality, even, you know, if we didn't want it to be. But I think that's the biggest controversy around it, you know, since it's the first one since he passed away.
I don't understand the controversy. I mean, like why is Kobe different? Yes, a lot of people adored Kobe for what he did on the court, for what he did in general, and now that he's passed and people are reselling things, but isn't that the nature of the beast anyway? Like people who are famous artists, their paintings go for pennies, and then when they pass, they skyrocket in price and they sell for 3, 4, 5, 10 times what they're worth. So what's the difference? I don't get it.
Mhm.
Right. I think it's just like a sensitive thing, like with it being so soon, I guess, and so like unexpected, and you know, whatever. People are just really like, I don't know. I don't like if you get a pair and you're gonna and you decide to flip it for something, you know, better, and you can make someone else happy, but you're not like charging an arm and a leg, then yeah, I guess there's no harm. I just can't rock with people who are like trying to bulk. Like anybody who's gonna have like 20 pair of these Kobe's and then, you know, flipping them, that's like, it's like OD. Like it was crazy how the people were selling the stuff from the tribute, you know, what are the t-shirts from the game and
Oh,
stuff
yeah,
like
that you
that.
got for free.
Yeah, like the stuff that they got for free, and they were selling it for like 500.
Now
Like that's
that's crazy to sell something that you got for free from the tribute. But if you're paying your money to sell, if you're paying your money to buy his stuff from, you know, getting it off a website, you know, one of the foot sites or sneakers or Nike, whatever, you get it and then you're reselling it. What's the difference? I mean, when artists pass, you know, people who paint these, you know, paint murals on buildings or make paintings in general, they pass and then that next day the price of their their work goes up. So
Yeah.
why is it that people are in an uproar when it comes to Kobe? Like did y'all break bread with him or something? Did y'all babysit his kids? What's the difference? It's
Well,
still the same thing.
yeah, and there's been a couple of like big deaths in my lifetime. Prince, Michael Jackson, Aaliyah, and I have Michael Jackson vinyls from when my dad was buying the vinyls when he was a teenager, and I could have sold those easily and made money off of them. But
Right.
those things to me mean something, and so if I were to grab a pair of Kobe's, of course it's going to mean something because of the legacy that he left behind. But people, not everybody has those ties or want a piece of who that person was, like who that iconic person was. A lot of us just want a piece of that. And me personally, I wouldn't be able to resell even if I did have anything of Kobe's. But um yeah, I never felt that I should let it go just because that person passed away,
I
regardless
mean,
of how iconic they were.
when it comes to like the music and the artwork, like the music, Prince, Michael Jackson, that's something that they physically did themselves. It's their real talent, their raw talent in these notes, their raw talent on this canvas that they painted. These shoes are a tribute to Kobe, yes, but he didn't design them, someone else did. So
Mm.
it's not his actual works, it's not his actual personal inspiration. So why are people so bent on others reselling it?
Well, you know what? I think another thing is like, um, Kobe's aren't really, as far as his shoes. Everybody loves Kobe, but as far as his shoes, people don't really like fuck with Kobe's like that. Like a lot of people don't like the Kobe model. Like I'm one of those people. I don't have many Kobe's. Like I got the pair from his last game that they let you ID, and I think I maybe got like two other pair. But other than that, I've never been a real big fan of the Kobe model. So it's like when people don't like a shoe at all, like how people weren't wearing Dunks and then all of a sudden Travis Scott puts them on, and now everybody jumps on the wave. Like, please believe if knock on wood, Eminem died, and then all of a sudden everybody's buying up all the Eminem stuff, I'd feel away. Like, bro, you guys weren't listening to him back in the day, or you guys were talking about how he's trash and he's not one of the goats and blah 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 blah. Like, nobody who's a real fan wants to see people jump on the wave late and try to take advantage of the people who are really fans. But like you said, it's gonna happen in anything.
Yeah,
It's inevitable. But what I think the people who had a chance to make a better opportunity out of this were Nike. Like
yeah.
Nike could have made one pair of shoes out of all the stuff they're releasing. They could have made something where it's like a limited run and it's like, okay, it's gonna cause a big, stir for people to get it. But they could have also made a shoe that people could have pre-ordered and customized and put like an 8 on it or a 24, did whatever, and made a ton of money because
Off an
probably
ID.
everybody in the world would have ordered one pair.
Right, like an ID.
But they didn't
Yeah.
care to make it about Kobe, and that's more money raised. If they wanted to raise it for some cause, they don't care about that. They care about letting people, I guess, fight and building up their name, and everybody's gonna be going nuts and talking about it for the next month or two.
Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna show you guys an example of something um that I did. And I did it for Prince, I did it for Michael Jackson, and I'm gonna do it with all of the Kobe magazines that I got. But when Aaliyah passed away, it was like the first huge death as far as like a celebrity who I grew up listening to. And
Right.
so I remember the exact place I was when I found out. My mom was dropping me off in middle school, and we heard it on the radio. And probably like it's crazy that I remember that exact moment, but that's because it really affected me because I was a huge fan of hers. But that same day, my dad went out and bought as many of the magazines as he could, and he had them framed for me.
Oh,
So
nice.
this magazine was $3.50 when he bought it for me. I think my dad paid like maybe $100 to have it framed. This is a custom frame,
Okay.
custom little mat, and the magazine is like the whole magazine is in here. This, if I were to put this on eBay today, it would probably go anywhere from $200 to $500. And
Wow.
my dad paid $350 for it. And I do this with all the magazines of celebrities who I was a fan of who passed away. But just an example, I have this Kobe ESPN magazine that it was $14.99, which is crazy. And I think I've seen them selling on eBay for like $100. But like that's the crazy part is somebody spent $14.99 on that and they're able to sell it on eBay for a very big profit.
Right.
I would never sell that any of my Aaliyah magazines that I framed, or even the ones that I didn't frame. But yeah, I just think it's crazy how things go way up in value when somebody passes away.
Yeah, I definitely, when Kobe passed, I definitely ran out because, we're in the Philly area, where the high school was. So I definitely went and got out papers and all that stuff, saved it. Thanks to somebody on the West Coast, I got one of the memorial papers from Nipsey.
Right.
So, like, just getting stuff like that to have, like, it's not something I would sell either. Like, it's just something that's dope. Like, when I settle in my forever home and I can have, like, a legit, like, sneaker room that I can chill in, I'm just going to have all that stuff on the wall framed. That was, like, with Left Eye, like, that junk hit hard. Because, like, I grew up on TLC. Like, and when Left Eye died, it was crazy. So.
Right.
Yeah, I have that news article framed, too, for Left Eye. And then I have 2 magazines of Left Eye. That's crazy. But do you want to do the wheel now before we get into our topic?
Yep, we could do
Okay,
the round 2 wheel.
Yeah, we'll do the round 2 wheel, and then we'll go over your artist spotlight.
Right.
How many times should we shuffle?
Let's hit 8. Let's hit 8 one time for Kobe.
Okay.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Good luck, everybody.
Who's gonna win? DMV soul. She better get that switch. She better friend me.
She got 2 slots for 2 rounds, round 1 and round 2. And she willed it. She was messaging me like, yo, ready to send my switch? She ready to send my switch? Shout out to the homie, super supporter. Now I'm saying, which switch you want? You want the neon blue and red, or you want the gray? She's like, yeah.
Well, the funny part is we were on live with Skip earlier. She said, that switch is mine. I'm going to play Pokemon on it.
Right. Yo, when's your birthday? Yo, we gotta play these numbers. Hey,
she better make sure she download Animal Crossing now.
Dang.
Right. She said,
Brian missed it by 1 again. He definitely missed it by 1 yesterday. Let me get that red and blue. That neon gone. All right. Should be the info, Miss DMV. I will send it out to you tomorrow. Congrats. So we still got 3 rounds left. We still got the all gray switch. We got AirPod Pros, and we got women's 7Y, 7 women, 7.5 women. Sorry, 7.5 women, 6 men's tie-dye ones. So I'm saying all of these things you can get $30 a round, easy profit. Get in on it. I'm starting now for round 2. The info is scrolling across.
Round 3.
And also, anybody who buys a slot, you're going to be entered. We're doing 3 free rounds of giveaways. We're doing a Hex DSLR mini sling bag, a 36 by 24, I believe. Last shot, Michael Jordan.
Yeah, the number 1 slot.
Oh, she had the number 1? Oh, yeah, she was number 1.
Yep.
So we got Shell with the Japan Air, Japan ones, and Miss DMV with the neon switch.
Mars, round 3, the last 3 rounds are all you choose. So if you win, you choose what item you get.
Yeah, so if you win, it's winner's choice, round 3. Not one. We were trying to just bust them all out. Basically, obviously, we're gonna let it go for as long as it takes to fill them. So no pressure. But obviously, the higher rounds get you more choices. So third round gets to choose from the gray Switch, the AirPod Pros, and the size 7.5 women's tie dye. So obviously, as the rounds go on, there's less to choose from. But like I said, anything is a win for $30.
Yeah, and also Word keeps doing research on doing YouTube videos. So the price of the equipment we want, it just keeps going up.
Yeah. So yeah, basically we're just taking the profits from this and we're using it to get equipment to better the show. We felt it was better that way since we're not yet able to get donations, but also this is a way of you guys giving money to our equipment with also getting the chance to win something. So you don't just think it's going anywhere. Yeah, the pros. I mean, they right at about 260.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
And then also we want to give a big thank you and shout out to Sneakers Detroit on Instagram. He was in a late night live with me and Word, and he was just like, "Where can I donate? I'm sending you guys $100." And he sent us $100. We told him we would give him a slot in the raffle, but he didn't want it. So shout out to you. We appreciate your support.
Yes, we do.
For sure.
And I'm gonna pull up your artist spotlight.
Artist spotlight. Hey, the big homie. I mean, if you don't know this guy, you definitely been living under a rock.
Oh, I need some of those stickers.
1129.
Right,
yes, you do. I ordered. He has a $50. I think it's $50. That first picture, it's it's a print, so it's a canvas print, and it comes with a pack of stickers where you get one of each of them. He has the Kobe, the big brother, little brother sticker, which I got prior. I think I don't know if that one sold out or not.
Yeah, this one's sold out.
Oh yeah. But that was probably one of my first sticker purchases. But every time he puts out a sticker, I get 2 or 3. I plan to line my work desk with them and put a glass over top so I can work on top of art. It's inspiring. But I mean, his art is super clean. I mean, you probably seen some people lately. He did T Mark. He did 215 Shooter. He made logos for them.
Didn't he do one for Didi?
Yes, he did Didi. He works with like Foot Locker. He has the chunky with Cow from was it Cow and Chicken?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but his name is Steve, cool guy. I asked him. I never knew what S&D meant. I assumed it was initials, but S&D actually, he told me it means Steve and Danielle. November 29th. That's his wife, and they had the same birthday. He said they wouldn't have met if it wasn't for their birthday. They would have never met.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but he prides himself. Yeah, he prides himself on family and faith. It's super important to his path. And he he says as long as you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work.
Yep.
But like his artwork is so clean. He's a super nice guy. I mean, I hit him up, got the stickers. I didn't see the cow sticker, so I hit him up, asking him where I could send him the money so he could throw it in, and he's like he'd throw it in for me. But he always does stuff like on obviously on Nip's birthday, he did the post. He does post all the time, pending what's going on in the surrounding times. But he's a super dope art. So make sure you shop with him. He's got the stickers for sale, and they're reasonable prices. Like for the amount of work he puts into all these images, is like $6 for a sticker, and they're high quality stickers.
Yes.
So give the homie a follow.
Yeah, it's $6 a sticker.
Yep.
And they're pretty.
But
big
he also sells them
stickers.
as packs. Like I think it's like 25. I think it's $25 for the whole pack.
Oh, I need that Marge sticker.
Yeah, with the Dior, like super flames.
Yeah.
I like the Lisa one too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, at least with the melodies.
Mhm.
And then look, I think Maggie got the 4s on, babe.
Yeah, she got the sales. Because he had put it out there as like a little bit of a survey asking what each family member should be wearing, and the last one was Maggie that he put in, and I guess people voted, and it ended up being the sales. But super
That's
dope.
dope. That's pretty dope.
Yeah. Go to his site, man. Order them. He's been getting a ton of orders, and he ships super quick.
Okay, and now we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty.
The meat and potatoes.
So me and Word were having a conversation. Well, actually, it was all three of us having a conversation about topics that we should talk about, and we were talking about how Danny's son watches most of his like TV shows and movies on Netflix. And then me and Word started talking about how, they had TGIF and Saturday morning cartoons. And so, the age of entertainment now is so different from when we were growing up. Like, we didn't have YouTube, we didn't have all these streaming services. I had VHS and then DVDs, and then it went into Blu, and now, we stream everything. But I think that I feel like kids are missing out, I mean, we don't really want to promote kids to watch a whole bunch of TV, but I think they're missing out because TGIF was probably one of the best, like,
Yep.
nighttime programs that you could watch it growing up, because they had like what, Boy Meets World and
Family Matters.
Yeah, I know y'all remember.
Right. You really don't have those type of shows that kind of grab at the family and get the family all in one room at once. To sit down and enjoy something together. Like everything is completely different now. It's done a complete 180 where it's just like you don't have these family oriented shows like that. It's just straight up trash TV now, or reality TV, or this one is painting nails, or that one is doing hair. You don't have like these shows that bring you together anymore, like A Different World, The Cosby Show,
Right.
The one with Steve Urkel, Family Matters. Yeah, you don't
Prince.
have those types of shows to grab at the family and say, hey, you know what? We picked this day, these 2 days during the week, we're going to sit down and have a family, sit down time where we watch a television program, maybe eat some popcorn, just so we get that closeness and that bond together weekly or however often you want to do it. It's not there anymore.
Yeah,
it's just not there.
And I think it started with the Real World and Road Rules, but I was a huge fan of those shows. It just, by like the 10th season, I was just kind of over it.
Yeah,
I never watched that show.
You never watched the Real World Road Rules?
No.
Bruh.
And you didn't watch Real World versus Road Rules?
No.
Right. And now they're still doing the challenges, which is crazy. Like these people are like in their 40s and still doing challenges. But the Real World first season was definitely like gritty. Like they had Heather B on there, who's on if I'm not mistaken, she's on Sirius satellite radio here with Sway. I think Heather B's on with Sway. But she was a rapper at the time.
One of the guys is a wrestler now too.
Yeah. Miz. Mm-hmm. And it was crazy because he was one of my favorite, and he ran around on the Real World. Like that was probably like a later season, like 7, 8 or something. And he ran around doing like wrestling stuff all around the house, wanted to be a wrestler. And it's crazy to see how big he became in wrestling. So definitely Real World started to become a platform for people to be able to get into, the acting world or whatever the case. But now basically that platform is like TikTok and Snapchat and whatever they're doing. Like that's where your entertainment. YouTube, people are becoming stars from that now, as opposed to having to go to the reality world. Like I mean, one of my favorite was with Tammy when she was on the Real World. She then became a housewife, but her episode was probably one of the craziest ones. I think that was the first reality show where you saw somebody got kicked off. Like they kicked off David for pulling off her blanket or whatever, and she basically said it was like a rape situation. So that jump was crazy. But that's where the turnaround kind of started. I think they saw that and was just like, oh, people like the drama and the trash. Like, let's turn it up a notch. Everything got less real and more scripted.
But it's like you still had your trash TV back then, because I mean, like who wasn't watching
Richard
Maury?
Day.
Who
Richard
wasn't
Bay.
watching
Remember that?
right? Who wasn't watching Richard Bay? Who wasn't watching Maury? Who wasn't watching Jerry
Jim
Springer?
Jones.
But to balance that out, you also had the family TV time shows, and
Right.
like we've gotten away from that. There isn't that anymore. Like I can't.
Mhm.
What show out there is it to kind of bring the family together in one place and sit down and watch it?
Right. And it's kind of really none because like it's basically shows that your kids watch. Like I guess they're like the Riverdale, 13 Reasons Why. And these are shows that they more so watch and you watch to kind of stay in tune with them. But there's
Right.
not really much that we watch together, like aside from like a SVU that still is still running, or I really can't think of any show like Blackish. Okay, Blackish is one of the few, but you know a lot of people low key don't watch Blackish. I love Blackish,
Right.
Grownish, Mixedish. I watched all of them. Then the spinoff Black AF on Netflix.
Right.
Like those are really good shows. But like I said, these kids they play video games all day and then they're on the phone and they catch what they can catch when they can, and
But
that's it.
do you think that TV has moved away from those shows that
Mhm.
that put you in the put the family in one room at one particular time on this day every week because of maybe the family dynamic changing, because it's like now everyone is go 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 and nobody sits and watches live television anymore, which and that gives us that where we led into people recording things and getting the DVRs and then going back and watching them later. Could that be
Right.
why we
That
don't have those shows anymore?
Yeah, it's the more the fast paced way of life. Like everybody wants it faster. Like my mom, she hates commercials. She will probably not watch any show live unless it's like a award show or something like that. But other than that, she's going back and watching the recordings. I mean, I think we all have a very impatient nature now
Right.
because now that I have the ability, I'll not watch a series until the season is done because I want to watch them all back to back. You know,
Right.
we have the ability to binge stuff on Netflix, so it's like we're kind of spoiled to that. Nobody wants to wait a whole week to see what's gonna happen. Like watching Power and The Shy is killing me. Like
Right.
I want to know what happens right now. But
Right.
you know, some things we have to sit through.
And now with the because of technology, you can take all of this on a go with you, like your smartphone and your tablet. You can stream your live TV within these TV apps from these providers now. So it also helps to keep that divide where the family's not in one room at one time every day on this time slot weekly.
Yeah, and then Dre makes a good point. You don't need shows to get the family to watch something together, but I feel like things like programs like TGIF, it was just easier for you to get together with your kids and be like, okay, we're gonna sit down for these couple of hours and be a family. No phones, no
Right.
computers, no tablets, and um
I mean, we don't have those shows, but like me, Word, and the boy, like we have our movie nights. So there's
Mhm.
not really many shows on that we watch together. There's like a few shows that we watch on like Apple TV, when they're in their season. But like we pretty much just do a movie night. We'll pick a movie, we'll pop some popcorn, turn off the lights, and watch our movie. So that's usually our
Mhm.
like time as a family when it comes to TV.
And now the
yeah.
movies are open again. I don't know if
And
I'm
I
ready to go yet, but
and I was heavily involved in my nieces and nephews, raising them because they live with me. And my niece, she was 8 years old and she wanted to watch shows like One Tree Hill, and I would catch her up late at night watching shows that just weren't appropriate for her age range. Like,
Right.
I think One Tree Hill was pushing it, and like me I was just trying to preserve her innocence as long as possible, because I feel like if you're not at an appropriate age watching these kinds of shows, it's going to get in her head that that's things that should be happening when she's 8, 9, 10. Like, no, these
Right.
people might have been portraying high school students doing adult things that she probably shouldn't have even been thinking about at the time. And so
Right.
I heavily paid attention to the things that she was watching on YouTube, and you just got to make sure that you're paying attention to what your kids are exposed to,
Right.
because there's a lot of things that are able to be posted on YouTube that you probably don't want an 8-year-old watching. And, they have free access to it if you're not paying attention. And so I think that is one of the problems of, the new age of entertainment is like, they can go on YouTube. They literally can go online and find anything,
Right.
anything. And so I think my point is just to make sure you're paying attention to what your kids are, watching because
Right.
But now it's like it's so much harder because everything is so much more sexualized. Because like when you think about it, yeah, like probably I think like I was into like Dawson's Creek, 90210, One Tree Hill. That was all like around the time I was in high school going into college. So it was mostly appropriate. But even like one of my favorite things on Netflix now is The Kissing Booth. And when I think about it, The Kissing Booth, like she was like literally like a junior in high school and lost her virginity in this movie. So it's like, what are they like? If you think like in Moesha, you barely seen her kiss any of her boyfriends. I think the most gritty episode was the episode where Q came up to her bedroom and got caught in there. But it was like everything was implied, but nothing was like shown. And now it's gone straight to like, these kids are partying and drinking and having sex.
Current though, you know what I mean? Like I think because a lot of the media is over sexualizing things, like that is current. Like kids are losing their virginity earlier than, when we were kids or when we were growing up. But I get what you're saying is I probably wouldn't even let my niece now, she's 10, I wouldn't let her watch that.
Right.
I wouldn't watch that movie because then she's getting it in her head that, oh my God, there's a timeline. I need to do this before I'm a junior or something.
Right.
I am not for that.
Right. Which is where you get stupid stuff like the pregnancy pact that those girls did trying to get pregnant in high school. Like, but I mean, I guess it all comes down to like, there's always been stuff out there that, obviously we shouldn't watch and kids are going to push the boundaries.
Right.
I feel like in my day, it was like real sex and taxi cab confessions that were on like late at night that you try to, catch or whatever. But you just got to, talk to your kids, make sure you know what they're watching. But it's so hard, like you said, to monitor everything when they have free access to everything, especially starting with their phones.
Right.
Like they're always on their phones. And I mean, if it ain't on TV or a TV show, these kids are doing it and putting it out there themselves on a Snapchat or, exposing themselves and doing regretful things. And like, God, the internet is so forever. These kids really don't process. Like, once it's out there, it's out there forever.
So
Ricker's at the point. What'd you say?
Where do you think we go from here? Like, how do you think entertainment will progress with, like, from where we started as kids to where we are now with, Danny's son? What do you think his kids are going to be watching?
They're I don't know, because now like the latest thing that came out this year is this Quibi, which is like 15-minute episodes of things, and they have some really interesting content. It looks like on there. I haven't checked it out yet, but it's like it basically seems like they're gearing media towards the attention, the people like we have a low attention span, so it's like we want it quick, we want it fast, like it is what it is. So it's really just everything is going to be on the go. Like we probably won't even have TV. It's just going to be everybody's going to watch everything on their phones. We're going to have some kind of like VR shit where we just projects the screen out in front of us. So we're going to be walking down the street while watching TV at the same time in a holograph. Like I just don't even know. But I mean, I feel like a lot of people are trying to revamp stuff. Like they're doing like a remake of Coming to America. I heard Fresh Prince is trying to get a revamp. So
that's a whole no.
Right, they have Girl Meets World, which is the
that one was actually good. I watched that with my niece.
So I feel like they're trying to reenact some of the family shows. I don't know how well they're gonna do, because now really the family shows are kind of like the America's Got Talent, World of Dance. Like we watch like these dance shows or these talent shows as a family, like American Idol, stuff like that. We don't really watch shows with family content and a family setting, because I mean another thing, the family model has changed so much. Like the whole mom, dad, 3 kids and a dog thing is just not.
But that wasn't applicable in my time when I grew up. It was just my mom and my brother and myself. We didn't
Right.
have the dad. We had the dog, but there was no dad. But we still watched those shows. There's just these shows aren't on TV anymore. There's no Family Matters. There's no there's no the Full House, the Olsen twins. There's none of that. There's no T and Tamara. There aren't any shows like that.
Right.
It's all
Well,
straight up trash smut television.
I mean, but that
Like
also might be a reason they picked it up on Netflix. You know, they picked up the one-on-one Moesha sister
Sister,
so
yeah.
it's gonna give our kids a chance to see
yeah,
these things. Also, they still play reruns of Fresh Prince, stuff like
yeah.
that. I mean, I wish they would bring something back like New York Undercover. New York Undercover, like Thursday nights with Martin living single. New York Undercover was like life for me for the longest. Like that whole '90s spell, just watching that, and even like New York Undercover was probably a little too advanced for my age as far as like the language and the content, but like that was a show we sat down as a family and watched.
I mean,
So
maybe Netflix is onto something because, like you said, those shows are now being put on Netflix, and a lot of the kids are big and heavy into Netflix and YouTube television. Like, so my kid now, like he's went back and he was watching Moesha, but he's like an old soul, so he
mhm.
will tune into some of the old stuff that we used to watch. He'll make fun of the graphics, of course, because it doesn't look the same. But he will go back and he'll watch a lot of these old shows. Like he watches Fresh Prince and he watched Moesha. He watched some of that stuff. He would see it on like because we have a Hulu subscription. He would watch some of that stuff on there or catch some of the stuff on YouTube. So he is. There are people his age that are interested in it. It's just I guess maybe whatever they may just be exposed to and what their parents allowed them to be exposed to.
All right. I do like what's the football show we watch with the kid Spencer?
Uh, well, I can't think of the name right now.
Right. Can think
Something
of it.
America.
Oh, All American.
All
All
American.
American is a pretty good show. It's not too
Yeah, he
crazy.
told me to watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All American is not too crazy. He faithfully watches that one.
Yes, he does watch
Um,
that with us.
and then they have Black Lightning is a pretty good. I mean, with their budget, I think their graphics or their
It's a
budget
little
could
cheesy.
be bigger. Yeah, if their budget could be bigger, like Black Lightning is a really good show. Like the plot of it. Yeah, All American is super good.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good family show. It's nothing too crazy.
Right.
I was excited that they brought back those shows to
Yeah.
Netflix. Like, I'm huge on nostalgia, and so I think that, I think part of Netflix is playing into that. Like, people of our generation, we're gonna go in and we're gonna if they didn't have a Netflix, perhaps that feeling of nostalgia will have them subscribe, and maybe
Right.
they think that they'll get they probably did get a bunch of subscribers because of
Yeah.
that, but that to me it plays into the feeling of nostalgia, and like, where was I when I first saw this show, or where was I when this episode aired, type of thing. And then it also introduces the new generation to what their parents or aunts, uncles,
Yeah.
whatever, were watching too.
It's so funny because the boy watches it and then he comes downstairs and he's like, "Yo, y'all dressed like this back then?" Like,
Right.
bruh. He's like, "Bro, what is this?" I'm like, "That was
Right.
in then."
Like that's the best part, just of them seeing stuff, and it's like that's what y'all. It's like y'all ain't have no cell phones. Like y'all ain't have. Like now, we did this thing called use the house phone, and we actually went physically to people's houses to see if they would come outside.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you go, you ring the doorbell. These people. And what are you doing? Hanging out with my friends. Where are they? Oh, on FaceTime. I'm like, oh, okay. I
Right.
guess.
You can't talk about that because we do that every day.
I mean, but we're forced to do that every day. If it was my choice, we would be hanging out in Hawaii right now.
Right.
Facts.
That part.
How do you guys feel about Disney Plus? Because I know like when there were talks about it, everybody was excited. For me, again, it's nostalgia. I've literally gone through and watched all of the Disney movies from my childhood. But I don't think it really caught on. Like with my nieces and nephews, I don't think they really care about what Disney Plus has to offer. So do you think that it's marketed more towards like our generation, the Disney generation, or do you think that just kids don't know what they're missing?
I think honestly, I think it was marketed towards our generation because you know I work in tech support and I get those phone calls every day and literally like people come and sign up for our service so they can get that promotion to get Disney Plus for free. And it's always people like my age or a little older that is interested in getting it. I have to walk them through setting it up and they just in their glory. I really believe that it was marketed to us. Because we're the ones sitting down and watching it. Like, you know, you got some of the kids watching it, maybe some of the littler kids, but like the jokers my son's age, they ain't watching that.
Right.
They ain't watching it.
Because I'm definitely still, as an adult, I'm still like, I see a cartoon movie coming out and I'm like, oh, I'm going to see that. And I take my niece as an excuse for me not to be the only adult in there by myself. But yeah, low key, like, I love The Incredibles, Lilo and Stitch. My favorite Disney movie of all time, Lady and the Tramp, like old school. How many kids have even seen Lady and the Tramp? Like,
They haven't.
101 Dalmatians, like these classics, Bambi even. Like, these kids probably don't even know Bambi. Like, these are all classic movies, and we used to have them like in those big blue VHS boxes with the plastic on it lined up. Like, kids need to see these movies. They're nostalgia, like not just the Lion King and not that new BS, the original Lion King.
Yeah. I guess what I mostly watch on there is Moana. I watch it over and over and over and over.
Oh Lord.
Don't tell me.
Also, I binge watched Boy Meets World on there.
Yes.
I watched all of the Disney Channel original movies. Like when those came on, like my family knew, don't bother me, don't talk to me, don't tell me dinner's ready. I'll eat when I'm done, type of thing. Like I loved when they premiered those movies.
Yo, do they have Bug Juice on there?
Yes, they do.
They do? Yo, it's lit. I'm going to watch. Yo, if you don't know about Bug Juice, that was like the first kid reality show. I was so mad. I was like,
did you want to go to camp?
Right. I was like, yo, I want to go to sleepaway camp. I was like, I never knew anywhere.
Lord.
Like, how do I go to sleepaway camp? Sleepaway camp in the hood was not a thing. Like,
I
take
went
your
to
ass to
sleepaway
day
camp.
Oh, you fancy. Nah, you take your ass to day camp where you bring your ass back at 3:00.
Well, I went with my best friend, so.
But then I was low key, like, I don't know if I would want to be out in the woods. Like,
I wasn't trying to get away from my mom for that long.
Yeah, I probably would have been coming home like day 2.
But I was also a Girl Scout, so I was exposed to that stuff.
No, I wasn't out here slinging them cookies for the man.
So 313, she makes a good point because I've only watched Bambi twice in my whole life. Once when I was a kid and I cried like a baby, and once when I was an adult and I cried like a baby. But Bambi and Dumbo were two of the saddest Disney movies, and I've only seen them a handful of times in my whole life because who wants to watch a Disney movie that's sad as hell, especially Lion King?
Right. I feel like most Disney movies are sad. Like, they make you get sad and then you kind of get happy. Like,
yeah.
Because I mean, I almost, like, as an adult, I almost cried at Monsters Inc. Like, I love Monsters Inc. And I was like, oh, Boo. I was like, is he gonna ever see Boo again? Like, and I was just waiting for the next one to come out. And then they give us Monsters University, and I was like, what the? Like, come on.
Yeah. When my oldest niece first saw Lion King, I recorded her reaction. I think I have it somewhere. I'll have to post it on Instagram.
Oh, you're a terrible person.
I showed her reaction to when his dad died. Oh my gosh, she was screaming at the screen. And I wonder if I did that when I was younger, but I cried.
Because it's like almost as a kid, you know what's about to happen. Like, wait, what? What is he about to do? Is he about to push him off this mountain? Like, hold on.
Yeah. And you know me, when I'm watching my TV, I talk to the TV.
Yo, low key, crazy. No one was like, what do you think my favorite Disney movie was as a kid?
What do I think your favorite Disney movie was? I don't know because there's so many.
It was Little Mermaid.
Oh, Lord.
Yo, I literally watched Little Mermaid every day for 6 months after school till I popped my VHS tape. And this was like I think it was the 4th grade when Little Mermaid came out for me. Yo, knew every song word for it. All the Land Before Time.
I've never pegged that one. I've never pegged that.
Fievel, what was the American Tail? Fievel with the mouse? My people don't know about that one.
I think my favorite growing up was either Sleeping Beauty or Beauty and the Beast.
I was
Now,
big on Beauty and the Beast. I don't know why.
what was your
No, me
favorite?
neither. I think my favorite probably was Lion King. Yeah, Lion King.
I think Lion King was the first Disney movie that made me realize that, like, basically Disney movies are musicals
Right.
Yeah.
because they had Star singing a musical song, and I was like, he's the villain. Why is he singing in this?
Right. I did not like Fantasia. Is that
Hey,
it? Fantasia.
sister. I didn't like Fantasia either, but me and my sister and all my siblings, we had all the VHSs.
Yeah, that was what you did when all the cousins came over and stuff. Just put these kids in front of the TV with all these Disney VHSs. You won't be
Yeah, my
bothered.
grandma
Give them
was
some
big
applesauce.
on the VHSs too.
Word.
VHSs.
Me too, Jamie. Me too. I had the stuffed animal from American Tail, the little mouse with the little bucket hat. People don't know about that.
Why can I think of what that is? I'm gonna have to go back and watch it.
American Tail, yeah. And I think part two is Five-O. Five-O goes west.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me see what else do we have on here. We didn't talk much about Hulu. I mean, I guess Hulu and Netflix kind of on the same platform. We talked about
Yeah.
we talk much about TikTok.
Oh, TikTok. Yeah. I mean, I love, TikTok will get you sucked in. I think I like TikTok because it allows people to be creative. Like some of the stuff people do with TikTok, it's amazing to me that they just did it on this app. And I've been trying to figure out the little gadgets, like doing I did a couple of like custom videos where I did like little magic things. And
Hmm.
those things probably took me all day. And I was like, yeah, I'm straight. like, like I'm straight. But some of the stuff that people do, like the dancers on TikTok, all that stuff, yeah, I love. Like I'll watch it for hours and hours and hours.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, no, I can't. I used to watch a lot of YouTube, like back when I was heavy into like the makeup and beauty gurus, and now it's. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say it. I watch mostly Animal Crossing videos, and I really like when this one channel called Proper People, and they
Hmm.
go to abandoned buildings and they film in abandoned buildings. And I could watch their channel for hours and hours. Like they've gone to abandoned water parks, they've gone to like abandoned like Disney style theme parks in Japan and stuff. Um, but yeah, I
And what
guess
do they do there?
huh?
And what do they do there?
They just film it. They
They
walk
just
around. Yeah,
uh,
it's more entertaining than what I'm saying because I can watch it for hours. But I think you'd be entertained too, especially like they give you the background and history on the place too. But I think I find abandoned buildings and theme parks like that interesting because it's like, did you guys not have the money to like destroy it before it closed?
It's just like we gonna leave this. We just gonna leave this here. Somebody will figure it out.
This roller coaster skeleton.
I mean, basically, I would say you like if you have to close, it's not a thing you probably wanted to do. So you just leave it for the next person to buy it. It's your problem now.
Yeah, and a lot of these abandoned places that they filmed at do end up reopening to like something else, like they use the building for something else. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'll leave it. I'll leave it in the description box for
Yeah.
anybody who wants to check it out.
Danny got me watching this container home. So that's our compound is going to be made of containers now.
Yeah, no,
No, it is. No,
yeah, no.
like if you watch this show, watch episode 2.
I do. I watch those on YouTube too, like tiny
But
houses,
no,
and
but no, they're not just building tiny houses. Like this dude built his house out of 11 containers, bro. When I say amazing,
4,000 square feet. His home.
11 containers. Like he basically framed it around Steve, what's up? And then he had the middle part, even though it was open, he had them frame it up so it was kind of like the living area. He has a koi pond and like a Japanese tea room. Like, amazing.
do you
And the
guys watch
containers
those
was only
kind of
like 28.
videos?
Say that again?
Do you watch those kind of videos on YouTube?
No.
I
I'm
haven't.
subscribed to like 2 or 3 of those channels, so I'll send them to you guys. But I find the build of those kind of houses interesting.
Yeah, I definitely do. I mean, mostly on YouTube, I'm watching custom videos and stuff on getting better at customizing or like DIY stuff, like people who transform stuff into stuff.
I
Stuff
mostly
you
watch tie-dye stuff to
Yeah,
learn new stuff.
I'm a low key carpenter at heart. I just don't want to mess with any of the power saws.
I think our interests in YouTube like change with time because when YouTube was first like really popular, for me it was mostly like music stuff that I watched, music videos, stuff like that, and then it transitioned to makeup, and now it's video games and random abandoned buildings.
Right.
But yeah, I think that covers all of the um like streaming platforms and stuff that we wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Netflix
So
is probably the biggest, and YouTube.
yeah, I think so. So that is our show for this week, guys. Appreciate those who stuck around for the last hour and 40 minutes. Word, you want to go ahead and tell them again about the giveaways?
Yes.
Yeah, so we got the the raffles going. I believe 2 or 3 slots have filled up. Let me check real quick. But basically we're into round 3. We gave away already the Jordan 1 Japan's size 9.5 for shell kicks from the first round. Second round was Miss DMV, who came through with the neon and neon red and blue switch. So we have left again. We have the AirPod Pros, brand new, sealed. We've got the gray switch.
Sister, if you're still watching, it only takes one slot to get that switch.
Yeah, because Miss DMV won with 1 slot, and 7.5 women's, size 6 men or boys, as you want to call it. Those are all left winner's choice. Again, anybody who buys a slot will be automatically entered in the 3 free rounds. For the free rounds, we'll be giving a Hex DSLR sling bag. It's for your camera, but you can also just use it as a regular sling bag. We'll be doing one more pair t-shirts, and we have the Michael Jordan pick and steal last shot.
Oh, dope.
Pretty huge. So you don't even have to. You can frame this if you want, or just pick some peel and sticks to the wall. I'm saying pick and steal. Wow, weird. It sticks to the wall if you want. get
Get out.
Yeah. So I think. I was looking at the slots.
Whoever wins and picks the switch, you have to give it to me. Please and thank you.
Yeah, so we have 2 slots filled on round 3. Like, remember, the switch is still up there. I'm gonna assume whoever wins round 3 is gonna take the switch, but you never know. Like, first round, a switch didn't even go, so it all depends on what people want. And like I said, if you're trying to get it for the flip, switches are going for almost $400, if not more, depending on the times and how much longer we'll be on quarantine. So, 10 slots is only $300. More slots you buy, nothing but profit.
You got any more of them switches?
Right.
I mean, it's scrolling across there where you can send the money. There's a post on my page also with all the information where you can send the money: Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Zelle, Apple Pay, however. Just tell me what slot number you want. Right now for round 3, slot 3 and 6 are filled. So every other one is available. So like 10 slots, $30 a slot. Maybe I'll go live. Maybe we'll go live later. I don't know what Hella has to do later. We could go live for a little bit. Let people.
Go eat something.
Well, yeah, I mean, you need to go eat now, but maybe later. I gotta watch the shot in a minute anyway.
Okay.
Yep.
Kick, are you being serious?
What is Kick talking about?
He said, "What's the raffle for? I'm gonna come fight him. Is what I'm gonna do."
Yep.
Right.
The raffle is for who wants to get fought. If you get the raffle right, Danny will come fix your WAP signal.
Bro. So I actually want to give a shout out to the Above Average podcast. We were on there on Friday. So
Yes.
if you didn't catch that episode, I will link that episode in the description box. When I do the description. Again, if you want any info about the raffles, Word has a post on her Instagram. Again, her Instagram is always in the description. She has pictures and all that info on her posts as well. And I want to thank the chat, everybody who stuck with us. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you
Yes,
give us
we
a
do.
reminder. And I am Hella Laced.
It's your favorite customizer, aka the Cowboys fan you love to hate, because we about to take it all this year. Word Customs. Winner's choice, yes.
I'm Danny Nicole, aka Caramel Wonder, aka Sock Lady Tech Bay, and that's out. That's it. We out.
Bye, guys.
Who you calling